don't know if anybody's going to watch this, honestly, but I need to process out loud and I don't have that space to, so I'm making that space for myself. Here we are. It is incredibly frustrating for me to not understand how my brain works and why it does the things that it does because it is not normative how my brain works, and I'm very aware of that. But my therapist, my friend who's a therapist, and some people that I know in the autistic community have told me that there is no way that I am autistic because I am too articulate. I know how to navigate social situations and conversations really well. I can read social cues really well, and I just have an insanely high EQ, more than your average person. And so all of that combined with the fact that I don't seem to have a special interest that is usually associated with autism, like insanely interested in trains or bugs and can tell you like every little fact about it. And so I agreed with them. I thought the same thing, that there's no way that I could be autistic. But why am I even thinking about it? Well, funny story, because God actually whispered it to me in quiet time and has been consistently telling me to get assessed. Um, and it's not possible to get assessed if no medical professional thinks that you're autistic. Um, but my psychiatrist actually highly suspects that I am autistic. I'm just highly masking. And it's thanks to her and God that I'm able to get an official assessment done at the end of this month. Um, because it's just it's just been so frustrating. My entire life, my internal world and what is being portrayed is so vastly different. Um, on the outside, I look like I am well adjusted, very high performing, and very sociable. But what is not visible is the cost. It cost me everything to put that out. And when I try to communicate to people what is happening internally and how difficult it is, it's dismissed. Not intentionally, but it does get dismissed. People tell me that, oh, I'm just being a perfectionist, or I'm really hard on myself. I just need to like believe in myself more. And I do, give them a benefit of the doubt that I think that there's a small percentage of that happening. But I think the majority of it is that because I'm so good at masking, people find it hard to believe that I'm struggling so much internally. And the masking isn't even like at the intentional level where like I am aware that I'm masking. It is automatic because I've done this ever since I was a little kid. And that is partially because my parents would always insinuate that I wasn't trying hard enough when I would try to communicate that this is really hard for me or I'm struggling with this. And the response is always like, it's not that hard. You just need to try harder. You just need to like devote yourself more to this. And so I did, and I trained myself to do it. And internally, I would be like screaming. um, I don't know if you've ever seen that SpongeBob episode where it zooms into his brain and it's a whole bunch of SpongeBobs like running around in panic and things are on fire. That's that's kind of what's happening inside. But on the outside, I look like, hi guys, I'm doing so well, and yeah, tell me about your problems because I can recognize patterns and be able to like lead you to the root issue. And I am like passionate about that, but it ironically, all of the masking makes it hard for people to believe that I am masking. And I don't know how to what to do about that. And you might be thinking, well, what's the big deal? Like, just don't care about what other people say. I get that. I do agree. Like, I don't care about what other people think, but I care that the way that they think will affect how they treat me and how like how I interact with them. So for instance, if I am trying to communicate, hey, I'm having a really hard time with this task, but then I end up being able to do the task, people will look at that and be like, you're just so hard on yourself. See, you can do it. But what they're not seeing is that, well, that actually took me 2 days straight, nonstop, no sleep to do. Um, or that there's just so much anxiety trying to figure out like how to do this and how to problem solve and being so unsure, not because I didn't believe in myself, but like I don't understand how to problem solve this particular problem or even how to understand what I'm being asked to do. So it's hard then to communicate that in the times I've tried. It's unintentionally dismissed. Well intentioned because my friends want to support me and encourage me, but still my needs aren't being seen because I'm masking. And when I attempt to unmask and communicate what's really going on, it is dismissed as I'm being a perfectionist or just being too hard on myself or over exaggerating. And I don't know how many times I can try to describe what is happening inside. I feel like for so long, I've just kind of died inside, um, and kind of resigned myself that no one's going to be able to understand. Everybody has like a skewed idea about me, so no one's going to listen. No one's going to get it. So I just have to keep pretending. I have to keep masking, and that is exhausting. It is exhausting masking. It is exhausting cognitively to try so hard, pour in like everything that I have for so little output. And it's also incredibly frustrating to try to express and explain myself to people, but one, not get the space or the time to try to like be able to express this because people are always in a hurry, or they just automatically assume that I am just being hard on myself. God. I just don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do anymore. I know that I need help, but I don't know what that help looks like. And it's hard when you have most of the like medical professionals telling you one thing. Like, where do I even go? Where do I even go from here?